What's up guys? Sarah here, a registered nurse turned agency owner dito sa Canada. Guys, pasensya na kayo sa boses ko. It's a little bit husky kasi galing ako ng convention where I met my team in Texas. It's been really fun. Alam mo nyo naman kapag nag-attend tayo ng convention, may mga casualty. And in this case, yun yung casualties, yung boses ko. Talaga namang nawala yung boses ko. Pero kidding aside guys, I'm very excited dito sa video na to kasi I feel there's gonna be a lot of you who can relate to it. Now, this video is gonna be for you kung struggling ka financially, borderline broke, okay? Na talagang gusto mong magkaroon ng turning point, right? Nandun ka sa position where I need to make a massive change kasi lives are dependent on you. Right? Kailangan mo makaisip ng paraan how to get yourself out of a situation. Maybe marami kang utang, maraming nakasalalay sa'yo, or maybe you're near bankruptcy. I don't know, maybe you think you are in a rock bottom. This video is going to be for you. Kasi dito sa video na to, I'm going to teach you one thing, okay? Na dapat doon ka mag-focus. Okay? Kasi maraming distractions lalo na kapag parang feeling helpless ka. You know, you're feeling low and down. Dun mo malalaman na parang, you know, it's so hard not to feel defeated. Pero sa video na to, gusto kong gamitin mo yung sitwasyon mo ngayon to actually fuel your drive. You know, make it your why. Bakit kailangan mo magkaroon ng turning point? Kasi tatandaan nyo, lahat ng mga massively successful people, dyan sila galing. Okay? So instead of feeling down and defeated, why you become positive and use this as a fuel instead para magkaroon ka ng a heightened weight of awareness. Ngayon, magkakaroon ka ng mga doors that open up for new opportunities, new possibilities, but only if you shift your mindset. And also, quick disclosure lang, no? This is not going to be your personal finance fluffy advice. And when I say that, hindi ito para ikadal kayo, hindi ito yung parang, you know, we do this step by step, right? Remember, you are in the situation where you need a massive change. So, ginagawa ko rin naman yung mga advice na yung mga personal finance advice na yun. Pero this episode is gonna sound a little bit different, okay? Because it actually requires urgency na kailangan may magbago. And I'm talking about in the next 12 to 24 months. So before I start though, if you haven't subscribed in this YouTube channel, if you could like and hit that subscribe button para marami ka pang matutunan in the next future videos na i-release ko. Okay, don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, isa akong financial professional, right? Marami akong mga sinasabi, especially sa mga client ko when I do financial education. Number one na dyan is yung pagkakaroon ng step-by-step financial plan. Kasi kapag may problema ang mga tao, especially financially, they get overwhelmed. In fact, lahat ng mga nakilala ko, they think finances, even their own sa kanila na yon, right? Sila na yung nakakakita ng numbers. They think they don't know how it works or it's too complicated to learn. Okay? So, sabi ko nga sa'yo, kahit finance na nila yun, they're getting overwhelmed. Hindi nila ma-make sense yung number. Kaya number one ko talaga kapag nakikipag-work ako sa client is we sit down together and we actually review their current situation and make a plan out of that. Okay? So, it's very tailored, customized. And out of that plan, dun pa lang kami makakaisip ng mga strategy, ng mga plano, right? Kasi step by step yan okay? I want you to know na ang pag-aayos ng finances, guys, hindi siya overnight. May mga client ako na parang all we do at the beginning is help them get out of debt. So I make a plan for them para malaman nila on how to do that on their own. Tapos, let's say magkaroon na sila ng konting pera, ma-free up na nila yung cash flow nila, then we'll teach them how to invest, right? And I'm not gonna talk about it, but there's a lot of different ways on how to invest here in Canada. Pero step by step siya. Tapos, we will also protect their family. Number one yan palagi, right? Kasi hindi naman natin alam, hindi natin hawak ang buhay natin. I personally work in the hospital, everyday setting. No age, no discrimination. Ang mga critical illness, right? Your cancer, for sake. May mga diagnosis in people in their 20s, in their 30s. Walang discrimination, no age language, no culture, walang kulay yan. It's gonna happen if it's bound to happen. Yun yung mga bagay na kailangan yung protektahan. So yun yung foundation ng financial planning, I find. Okay, so that's my primary role on the financial aspect, especially when I work with clients. Now, when it comes to solution, maraming solution. Tying up dun sa sinabi ko kanina, right? Sa investment pa lang, TFSA, RRSP, depende kung ano yung goal mo. Depende kung ano yung ina-achieve mo, diba? First home savings account, kung gusto mo magkaroon ng bahay. Tapos, all the way yan sa insurance to protect your life, critical illness, disability, or whatnot. Even travel insurance, right? If you're traveling. So, there's different kind of solution. Depende dun sa problema ng client or a consumer. Now, why am I telling you this? Kasi these things, I could not hope na mabigyan ko isa-isa talaga lahat ng tao. If I could meet every single as much people as I can every single day, tapos bigyan ko sila ng plan to the best of my ability, yun ang gagawin ko. Kasi naniniwala ako that that's what they need. Now, going back to that, may isang exception. Kasi itong solutions na to, itong financial plan or, the needs analysis, the insurance, the investment, everything sounds wonderful only if you can afford them, right? So, yun yung exception kasi kahit anong ganda ng plan na binibigay ko sa client ko, kahit anong step-by-step blueprint na sabihin ko sa kanila na ito ang gawin nyo, number one is, they're not gonna follow it, number one, because they're in distress. They're broke, man. Like, hindi ko kayang i-afford yan. Number two is, they're in distress because hindi ka nila alam kung kailan sila magkakaroon ng extra money, hindi nila alam kung kailan papasok ang next income. Pangalawa is, they can simply afford what you're giving them. So yes, these solutions are wonderful only if people can afford them, which is what this video is for. Dun ko na-realize na kailangan kong gumawa ng video na parang hindi pala ang step 1 mo is the plan. What about if there's really no extra money? So meron pa siyang something that you must do, right? You can't plan what you could do with your money if you don't have money in the first place. So anong point ko dito? Guys, you need to make serious decision and implementation kung ano yung gagawin nyo. You can't just simply think about it na parang, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed and not do anything about the situation. That's a no-no. Kapag naisip mo na, gumawa ka na agad ng paraan. I'll give you 3 actionable steps that you can implement today, not tomorrow, but today, para malaman mo kung paano ka mag-move sa situation mo. Number 1, live below your means. Okay, so siguro hindi naman na kayo na-surprise itong number 1, no? Kasi this is very, very common and depending kung sino yung mga financial guru na i-follow nyo sa social media, maraming tao na magsasabi sa inyo na live below your means, cut off your expenses, kung meron kang daily coffee, Netflix, kung nag-eat out ka sa labas every weekend. And by the way, kung gipit ka sa pera mo and you're still doing these things, I will tell you that's why you're broke, okay? So start here. So ano pa mga sinasabi nila na huwag ka nang lumabas, huwag ka nang manood ng sine, give up your discretionary spending, budget wisely. Now, okay naman siyang advice na to, no? As a matter of fact, sinasabi ko rin to sa mga client ko, this has always been part of my personal financial advice for them is mag-budget ka. Now, you have to be very careful though with this entire concept of saving money. Especially if you're financially struggling, okay? Medyo contrarian siya and I will tell you why, okay? Kasi think about it. It's like a superficial solution. It's like a band-aid. Kapag dun ka lang nag-focus sa cut your spending, right? I-give up mo lahat. It's only a matter of time until you cut everything and you dip into your basic expenses, which is your rent, right? Your food. Ano pa ang kaya mong i-cut? Hanggang na nakatira ka na sa lansangan, right? So, it's a band-aid solution, but I want you to think of it as only the first step. Kasi marami akong nakakausap, this is what their focus is on. Na parang, Sarah, I just wanna have a budget. I have a tight budget. Ito lang yung, kinakat ko na nga to, kinakat ko. That's good. That's very good. I have no problem with that. But if you're financially struggling, right, to the point na mapuputulan na kayo ng ilaw, o kaya talagang magkakaroon na kayo ng massive spending or massive cut sa spending nyo na talagang basic stuff na like food, this is only the first step, okay? I'm gonna teach you 2 more steps para maalis nyo yung sarili nyo out of this sticky situation. And not to mention pa, when you always talk about cutting expenses, saving a few dollars, right? $2 of coffee, $3 here. If that's only you talk about, guys, para sa akin para lang naman sa akin to, parang napaka-scarcity ng mindset, right? Parang lagi kang nagbabawas, right? And I don't know about you, I thrive in abundance. Mas gusto ko yung growth, right? How can I grow myself, not always cutting? How can I find a way to grow so I can add into it, right? So kapag dito ka nag-focus lang, very scarce, right? So again, another mindset shift siya na if you focus on abundance, then things are naturally gonna come your way, right? What you put your focus on is what you are given. So now the second one, guys, is increase your income. Okay, so now dito na talaga magkakaroon ng pagbabago kasi not only you're living below your means, kasi ang goal dyan is dapat magkaroon tayo ng gap. You know, you create your gap. While you live below your means, pinapataas mo na yung income mo, right? While keeping everything relatively low when it comes to your spending. Pero pinapataas mo na yung income mo para nagkakaroon ka na ngayon ng gap. Kasi yung gap na yon is what will give you wealth. And we're gonna discuss that later on, okay? But according to statistics, guys, for every dollar that you earn right now, so meaning to say, nagtatrabaho ka, for every dollar, lahat ng sahod mo, $1 doon, actually corresponding to $1.75 of debt. Meaning to say, kung mag-even out yung $2, right, dollar to dollar, may utang ka pa na 75 cents. And why am I telling you this? Kasi this is the kind of economy we're in right now. Okay? Side hustle, overtime hours, second job, third job, right? Those things, guys, are no longer optional. Diba? Mapapansin nyo ba na kapag nagsistick lang kayo dun sa job nyo tapos you don't do anything else, unless of course you are a high income professional or you probably have a business, guys, it's not enough, right? And I can tell that with 100% confidence being a nurse. If I were just to rely on my nursing job, okay, obviously kung mag-overtime ako, it'd be more. But if I were just to, stick to my line, guys, kulang. May anak ako right? May mga expenses ako. Kulang talaga, right? So this is what I'm telling you. The first one is a band-aid solution. The second one is when you're actually solving it. Isa pa sa pag-i-increase ng income. Well, cutting expenses may threshold yan, right? Kasi you can only cut so much until you're living in the streets. I told you that kanina. Pero ang income, if you find the right way or additional income stream, right? If you find the right way on how to increase your income, you can literally grow it uncapped. Kaya guys, consider having multiple streams of income and there is a proper way to do it, okay? Kaya hindi rin naman maganda yung iba-iba yung focus mo. Only focus on adding additional income stream one at a time. Okay, one at a time. Kasi hindi rin maganda yung marami kang focus. That's how you get distracted and you'll never be able to find a way na maging sustainable yung income mo. Now, the third thing that I want to talk about is magkakaroon ng biggest impact sa trajectory nyo ngayon, okay? Ito yung pinaka-last actionable step ko so you can jumpstart whatever you're thinking right now, okay? Kapag mag-iisip kayo ng how to increase your income, try not to focus or chase after the high-income jobs. Instead, develop high-income skills. Now, I totally understand this, no? Kasi nung hindi pa ako nagnenegosyo, nung registered nurse pa lang ako na that's my income stream. Tapos sabi ko, gusto ko nga nang magkaroon pa ng income, tumaas yung income ko. Ang natural thing to think about then at the time is, syempre, academics ako. So, sabi ko, paano kaya kung nag-masters ako or nag-doctoral ako, maging nurse practitioner ako, and then that naturally is going to increase my hourly rate and in turn, tataas yung income ko. At the time nga, kasi ginagawa ko na nga siya, nagre-research na ako, but at the time, I got really scared. Kasi nung tinitignan ko yung job description ng nurse practitioner, I was like, I kinda hated it. right? I could not see myself doing that job, let alone nga yung pagiging nurse. Given lang na nasa emergency department ako, there's not a lot of predictability. Ayoko kasi masyado ng routinely, yung masyadong repetitive. I want something more fluid. Kapag sinabi mong fluid, yung flexible, na marami ka matututunan, but at the same time, it's going to challenge you. That's the kind of environment kasi where I thrive, okay? So again, different strengths and weaknesses lang naman. So it's important na malaman nyo kung ano yun para sa inyo. But nung nga nagtitingin ako ng nurse practitioner, sabi ko hindi ko to carry kasi I was like, hindi ako to, right? So dun nagkaroon ako ng mindset shift na parang ito na lang ba talaga yung option ko if I wanna increase my income, is either I do more overtime hours or I do something that I don't think I could do forever. Dun nag-open up yung possibilities na it's actually not the high-income jobs I should be going after. Paano kaya kung mag-develop ako ng mga high-income skills? And yung sasabi kong high-income skills, these are the kind of skills that make someone valuable. Okay? So in the company, right? Sino yung mga tao na parang you can't live without, otherwise the company will shut down. So yun yung naisip ko na parang if I focus my time and effort in learning a skill that nobody else can do but me, and I do it so good that people actually pay me more money kasi nga for the value I bring them, that's the kind of skills I want. These are the top 3 things that I can recommend with 100% confidence na pag natutunan nyo tong skills na to, I can guarantee you that your life is gonna change. Number 1 is sales. Guys, nung umalis ako sa nursing, actually, I haven't fully left yet, pero nung nag-pivot nga ako, ang sabi ko, I'm never gonna end up in sales. Kasi I perceive salespeople dati na parang, something na parang, they just want money. If I can be really honest, ganun talaga yung perception ko sa kanila. Pero, nung nag-start nga ako na mag-business, magnegosyo, kasi negosyo, business, it's all about selling, alright? Maybe you're saying you're consulting, but that's still selling because you're actually selling your advice, you're consulting with people. Okay, isa pa, bakit sales? Kasi ang economy natin is literally built in 2 things, okay? Buying and selling. Quite frankly, kung ikaw consumer, okay, and you're okay, again, you can manage na parang meron kang stable job, you probably have additional income streams, and that's okay. But the reality remains na if you're a consumer, you are most likely on the consumer side, meaning to say you are on the buyer side. You are the one buying products, services, items, and things like that, okay? And kaya sales ang pinakamagandang industry because the barrier of entry, depending, of course, it's not created equally, pero you just have to have the right purpose, the right solutions, and most importantly, ito yung namimiss lahat ng tao eh. You have to be able to develop the skill na makita kung ano talaga yung problema ng client mo or ng audience mo or I don't know, yung customer mo. Yun lang naman talaga ang trabaho ng sales eh, is you have to develop high income skills, which is number 1, people skills. Right? That is a very in-demand people skills. Kasi kapag yan natutunan mo na mag-identify ng mga problem ng clients mo or customer mo, dun ka palang magkakaroon ng ability to help them with your products and services that turns out to be a sale. Kapag tama ang pagkakakilala mo at training mo sa sales, you will make a lot of money. Okay? And this is not to say it's a false promise, guys. That's a fact. There's a lot of self-made millionaire, even billionaires that have started in sales and still selling up to this date. Now, the second high-income skills na maire-recommend ko sa inyo is marketing. The reality is, kahit magaling ka na closer, kahit naiintindihan mo yung human psychology and you know how to find people's problems so you can position your solution to solve their problem, hindi ka magkakaroon ng success kung doon ka lang magpo-focus. Kaya doon papasok yung marketing. Kaya napapansin nyo kung yung marketing, kahit yun lang ang alam mo and then you kinda just learn the sales skills along the way, you will still be okay. Because marketing is the heart of your business. It's always finding a way how to put yourself in front of other people. And look at this, like even this YouTube video, this is form of marketing, right? 10 minutes ago, you didn't know me. right? And now here you are listening to me, di ba? So that's marketing. Now, this third skill, I find matututunan mo na siya in between if you learn how to do the sales and marketing. It's the art of negotiation. Ako, kapag nakikipag-usap ako sa mga tao, I think it's also a skill now that I've developed, kaya parang nadadala ko kahit saan ako magpunta, is I always try to negotiate with people. And there's nothing wrong with that. Hindi naman yung pagiging parang kuripot or things like that. I just want to have a sense of good conversation kasi I always believe na you can negotiate anything in this life, right? Your salary, your position. Even nga, tinry ko tong concept na to na parang nasa mall lang ako one day. My husband, I don't know, just out of a whim, sabi natin, ito ba talagang negotiation na to? It really works anywhere and like at any given point of time. So parang bumibili lang kami ng item nun off of one of the stores. And we tried to negotiate the price. And guess what, guys? We have been able to negotiate it na hindi naman namin napababa yung presyo kasi retail price yun, di ba? Pero the guy said that if we bought two, right? Because that was the part na, okay, if I buy two, would you give me a discount or would you give me something, something to kind of offset the second item that we're buying, di ba? And this person, to our surprise, sabi niya, sige, tanggalin ko na lang yung tax, but I won't be able to bring down the price. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this works anywhere, anytime, as long as you know how to properly negotiate, not to do it aggressively, okay? It's a skill, right? If you know how to do it, you will become successful kahit nasa ang industry ka. So guys, implement these 3 things and watch yourself get out of the situation that you're in right now. And ang maganda pa dito, kapag na-implement nyo itong tatlong to, you will see a change in 12 to 24 months. Mabayaran niyo lahat ng utang nyo. You can probably build a business, right? If you do it right. But the most important thing is you start now. Alright guys, I hope you find value in this video and I'll see you in the next one.